Hi everyone, I'm Younès Rabii, and I'd like to tell you about my PhD research project. First, I have a question for you. What's the common point between fighting games like Smash Bros., tabletop RPGs like Dungeons and Dragons, modern MOBAs like Overwatch, and strategy games like Civilization? Well, one thing they have in common is that at the beginning of a game, they ask each player to choose among a list of playable roles. We'll call these sort of games role games. In a role game, each player has different gameplay mechanics and embodies a character with a different story. If we zoom out, we can understand a role game's whole gameplay has been defined by how all the roles interact with each other, and the game's narrative fabric has been the sum of each character's story. For this type of games, designing the game actually heavily involves designing these individual roles. And to this day, roles are mostly unheard. This means that game developers have to design each unique gameplay mechanics, write each character story, and choose each associated graphics and sounds without any tools to guide their choices. In this context, my interest lies in studying how player roles are designed and to come up with a methodology to generate new ones. The problem I want to address can be illustrated with these questions. If we were to create a new character for Overwatch, what would they look like? What will be their background story? And how will this be represented in their gameplay? The initial goal of my research is to have impact on these three scopes. First, give us more insight on the design process of role games. Second, develop tools for designers to help them manage a changing and growing list of playable roles. And finally, in the same way that procedural generation of levels allowed new genre of games like Caves of Cud, No Man's Sky, or the acclaimed Spelunky to exist. Being able to generate player roles could lead us to build entirely new experiences for the gaming landscape. Thank you for listening to me. Please reach out if you'd like to discuss this with me.